Hey guys, this is a Transform Gundam, and welcome to today's quick tutorial on how to do a rust effect on your Gundam models. Now this effect is really easy to pull off. All you need is these two real type Gundam markers and a hobby knife. So these are real type Gundam markers. This is GM405. And this one is GM404. And of course you'll need a part that you'll need to do the weathering on. So I'm going to show you some examples of some parts I've already done this effect on. Here's a leg for my high grade GM I've been working on. As you can see, here's a result of the effect, and it looks pretty good, and it's really easy to pull off. So all you really gotta do is just take your markers, and with these real type Gundam markers, there's usually two sides to them. So there's a thick side, and then there's a side that's not this is the thick side, and this is the skinny side. Now you want to use the thick side, and basically you just gotta cover this part with the marker. Like, it doesn't matter if it looks messy right now, because you're gonna be blending this later. So just cover it with the red, and basically you're just gonna be mixing these two markers to create the effect. And if you want to make the effect darker, of course you'd use more of this color, but if you want to make it lighter, you can just use more of this. So basically, just cover the parts, and after that you just gotta get your finger and just start rubbing it together, and there you go. You just gotta cover your whole part and start rubbing, and you can get really cool looking effects. So you can see. But we're not done yet. If you wanted to darken it, you can use a gray Real Touch Gundam marker. And for this I would use the skinny side. If you want to make it darker, just add a little bit of gray. You don't want to add too much to mess up with the orange and red. And you just rub that in, and the effect starts to get a little darker the more gray that you add. So you can see it starts getting a little more dirtier, which is what we want. Now, of course, when most things rust, they'll start to eventually crack. So that's where the hobby knife comes in, and basically you can just make little cracks. You can see you can make some deep ones, like so. That might be a little hard to see that actually, but basically just run your hobby knife down the part to create some cracking effects. And let's drop my parts. But anyways, don't know if you can tell. I put some lighting on it. You can see a little bit of scrapes where I got my hobby knife and just basically started making some cracks and scrapes and stuff in the parts. Now I know this is a pretty bad example, so I'm just going to bring in some of my actual completed parts just to show you what the results can look like. So here you go. These are all parts from my high grade GM. So I was comparing parts here. Here's a part of the leg. This one I did a lighter effect on. It's not as dark as you can see. But yeah, here are some of the cracks. I actually painted this part with a black primer before, so when I made the cracks, it would be black, which shows up better. If you just do it on a white part, you can't really see them as well. And here's the beam saber handle. As you can see, I went with a darker effect, just so you can see the difference. This one I used a little more gray on, and a little more of the red color, burgundy, or whatever you call this color, than the orange. As you can see, just comparing the two. Here's the leg. Here's the beam saber. And you can see there's a pretty big difference in these two. It just all depends on how much effect you want to put on your parts and how dark you want to make the rust look. But yeah, as you can see, you can get these good results really easily. I know there's better other alternatives to weathering, but this is just a very easy, very simple way to do it. Like I said, all you need is these Real Touch Gundam markers, which you can buy like in a pack for like probably around like $12. I don't remember exactly how much they cost, but they're not that expensive. They come like with other colors as well. Like you get this gray, you get a darker gray, you get these two colors. Actually, here I have the other gray out. But yeah, you get this color, these two, the lighter gray, and I think you get a couple more colors. But these pins are really good for weathering. They're not like Gundam markers because these are more oil based, not actual paint. So these are more like actual markers. And also the thick side comes in handy if you want to get in deep with the detail. And the skinny side is, of course, you want to get up close and personal with it. And both sides come in handy. So yeah, that's really about it. All you gotta do is just get these Gundam markers, Gundam Real Touch markers, and yeah, I mean, get some pretty cool effects. And this was the GM that I actually did a Let's Build on a while ago, so I've actually been working on my high grade ashtray, which was my last review, and I finally decided to paint and start weathering my GM. So I will do a video on my completed GM once I finish building them. But yeah, that's really about it for this effect. Tell me if this was helpful to you. And yeah, that's really about it, guys. And I'll see you in the next video.